Hi, it's Catalina. I have some really exciting news. My friend Abby has released her first novella. It is called The Night Begins. It does come out in April, so you can go ahead and pre-order it, but she's doing an event in Dallas on the 11th. So I wanted to read just a little bit. I really enjoyed reading this. The prose is pretty excellent, quite honestly. She has always been an incredibly talented person, Abby. So, Chapter 2, The Night Begins. Nature has a way of creeping out of the concrete. I've always liked seeing little bits of ivy pushing its blue and purple veined flowers along the sides of buildings, or dandelion tufts that take over the cracks in the sidewalks and the lip of older roads. It reminds me that everything breathes and fights to be seen. All ancient life, no matter how deeply burned and buried, comes back. I'm sure my obsession with urban structure, suffocated by all things green and rooted, has something to do with where I was born. I'm choked by the city like it was a skin so tight and thin it couldn't be mine. Whenever I see a weed overcoming a man-made structure, it's like a sign from an old friend. We're here when you need us, just ask. All of Texas is pretty much like this. There's eons of tarmac and hectares of tall, toothy skyscrapers that's trapped in smog, painting everything in gray blue, gray brown, and industrial orange against a backdrop of horned shouts and an arthritic tangle of music pulsing out of open doors and windows. Then turn a corner and wham, green, overrun and outgrown, devouring every single bit of rust and iron, commanding the shape of the earth, choosing what is allowed to stay standing. A different kind of loud that enchants and devours the idea that the country is dull and silent. I believe that it has something to do with nature's demand for reciprocity. Everything is a little give and take, but when people take too much, the comfort and convenience of modern living is repoed. From what I remember, Mama's a lot like this. I try not to dwell on the evil she did, but she's grown out of this earth, and Daddy took too much and too fast. He dried her out, so she hydrated in his blood. She's like the storm in a disaster movie, and everyone else around her is the unsuspecting civilian. Either learn how to adapt or die. So the story actually is about a freshman named Darcy Mills, whose mom has quite a past. Her parents have quite a past, but she's going back home to the country roads, goes back home to help her mom pack up, but there's something in the woods. She does a great job of molding together so many different wood themes and folk horror themes. It's a really fun read. So if you're in Dallas, go see her on Saturday. The link is in my bio. Otherwise, go ahead and pre-order a copy. Like I said, it's a really fun read, and it is intended for like young adult readers as well. I think my daughter, I've told her she's allowed to read it. You know, it's spooky, a little bit scary, but nothing too much that a middle school plus aged reader couldn't handle. So, The Night Begins by Abby Taylor.